Hello folks, this is Johnny again and welcome to my new mix walkthrough series. So this is not exactly a tutorial series, but more of a walkthrough. I will go through mixing a song and you can follow along. I also provided the stems for this song. You'll find the download link in the description. And then just see if you'll get entertained or if you learn a thing or two, or if you just have fun wasting some time watching me mixing a song. So first of all, let's pull up the folder where it is. Music Johnny, it's this one. So this is the song The Fight from our latest album Reflection. You'll find a download link to that album also in the description. And yeah, when you download the RAR file and unpack it, then you'll get this folder, and there you have all the tracks, also nicely labeled according to the instrument. And we have a text file first, so why don't we give it a look? Okay, already some information here. BPM 200, you know what, let's do that right away before we forget it. Okay, and then band ForTiorI, song Descent the Fight, album Reflection, download link also here, and lyrics and vocals by Evan McGore, composer, guitar, bass, drum programming, Jonathan Schnitzspahn. So little me. Now, let's see what this guy says here. All the tracks are already edited, so they should be fine and ready to go. But feel free to do whatever you think is needed to make a good mix. Alrighty. All tracks should be in sync, so just pull them to 0 and all shall be well. Cool. You don't exactly need to use the intro reverb track. You can if you want, but feel free to design that intro to your liking. Alright, sorry that the right and China are together in the overheads. It would be a giant hassle to split them up, but the volume balance should be fine. At least I managed to separate all the kick and snare mics, so you have more control there. Alrighty, understandable. Then drums are Native Instruments Studio Drummer, specifically the Stadium kits. All guitar tones including bass come directly from the Pod HD Pro. Okay, I just wrote it there in case somebody was interested in that kind of information. Then, that means there are no MIDI or DIs here, and there's a good reason. I don't want to tempt you to use the same drum mix and same tones you always use. Your mixing experience and skills won't develop from doing that. Taking new challenges is the way to go. So try to get out of your comfort zone from time to time. That being said, don't even think about re-triggering the drums, smiley face. Just imagine you'd be mixing some band song and they really like their instruments. It would kind of be a slap in their face if you go the lazy route and just re-trigger. Plus, I didn't record the ice. So yeah, that's basically the idea behind those stems, that you learn something from mixing them and not just do the same thing over and over. Okay. The challenge in this song is it ranges from quiet parts with little going on to epic loud parts with lots of guitar and vocal layers and reverb. So automating the volume balances while still having everything nice and clear can be kind of tricky here. Plus, with all the guitar layers, you might notice some harshness coming in. So watch out for that too. But generally speaking, feel free not to use my mix of this song as guideline and mix however you want. And by my mix, I mean both the mix of the album and also what I'm doing right here now. You don't need to use it as guideline, you can if you want to, but otherwise just trust your ears and see what works out for you and this particular situation. So, and feel free to post your mix here at my Facebook page. I'll give it a listen, though I'll probably only give feedback to those who also mix the vocals, so take the challenge. And when you upload your mix, please make sure you title and credit it appropriately. Yes, credit is very important. Like us on Facebook and have fun mixing. Cheers, Johnny. Yeah, swell fella. Okay, and let's get started. So let's just drag all the stuff in here. Bam. Okay, now first thing I need to do is, I'll just do a bit of structuring. And having all the tracks already labeled helps quite a bit there. So let's do the drums. Bass I like to put beneath the drums in a darker color. And guitars, where are my rhythm guitars? I like to put those next. In a light blue, and then the crunchy guitars also in a little bit darker blue. And I have my own color settings for different tracks, but you can do it however you want, of course. And then got the ambient leads here. I like to put those in a light yellow. And cleans are kind of a green for me. And then the guitar solo. Ah. Let's make it a red. And then the intro reverb that I mentioned in the text, and that's the short one here. We don't need it right now. Perhaps later on. Just check, and then vocals. Let's make it a nice light pink. I don't like the color of the solo right now. Let's make it something else. Ah, yeah, nice. Let's make it pink. Ha! Right in your face. Okay, and now I have a bit of a structure. You know what? Can also... Oh, wait, I'm gonna put the kicks over there. And then the snare beneath the kick. Top, above the bottom. And hi-hat, and then overhead and room beneath the toms. Okay. Now I'm just gonna collapse those into a folder track. Drums. Oops. There we go. And make that white. Okay. But I'm only gonna do this to the drums. The rest is just fine. Because I don't need to have the drum tracks in my face all the time and take up all the visual space. Okay. Let's turn on the mixer. Make it big. Yeah, this is stupid. I'm used to using both of my monitors or my screens for this. You know, usually I have the mixer on the right screen and then the whole playlist on the left one. But right now for tutorial, I need to have both on the same. It's kind of cramped. So please bear with me when I'm trying to switch around between all this stuff. Okay, now before I even set the volume balance, I kind of want to start just panning stuff and buzzing some stuff too. Let's put all the kicks into a kick buzz, the snare into a snare buzz, and the toms into a tom buzz. And then we can take the kick buzz, the snare buzz, the hi-hat, the tom buzz, and the overheads and room. And we put those into a drum buzz. Wonderful. Okay. So nothing up here should be going to the main bus. Except for the drum bus, of course. Okay, then bass stays where it is. And then I'm gonna put those into rhythm bus. And the two crunchy guitars into a crunch bus. And then yeah, those ambient leads. Just let me check real quick. You know what, let's give it a quick listen. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And this one. Okay, you see, the first lead is more a thing of its own. I don't really want to bust it together with anything else, as well as the second one, but the left and right lead, those I will bus for sure. So, amp lead. And what I'm gonna make this a bit darker yellow, just to see that those are different. And then amp cleans here a similar situation. So that's that. And those are those. Yeah, they also don't necessarily go hand in hand, so I also don't want to bust all three together, but of course the left and right cleans here I want to bust together. But the center one, I just leave it alone, and then put those a bit darker green. Okay, have everything nice and colorful, and then let's pan. Let's start off with some rough panning numbers that usually work out well for me. Okay. And then guitar solo stays where it is. And yeah, vocals is another beast again. Put the extra there, the main vocals there, the harmony right next to it, and then left and right again. And let's pan those. Let's give them a 40. Okay. And then I'm gonna bus those two together into a voc. It's called center. And those backing vocals, just called voc back. Okay, those two buses I'm gonna bus together to a voc bus, and the extra vocal channel I'm just gonna leave it like this because that's something special again. Okay, gotta watch out. There's something there and something there, but it's pretty low volume. What? I'll just real quick boost that volume a bit. So I'll just cut out some stuff here so I know, okay, there is something. Because when I zoom out of the waveform again, see, I can barely see it. So just so I know, okay, there it's something and there is something, so I don't have to search all the time. Okay, yeah, so we got stuff structured. And now we can start off with a volume balance. Whoa. Okay, I kind of want to start off without the vocals for now. Perhaps it's because I started off making music instrumentally, that right now I still start off with a rough mix instrumentally, and then I bring in the vocals and go from there. Because also for me personally, it's it kind of makes more sense that I take care of getting all the instruments together and right before having the vocals come in, because vocals are just very present in your ear. So they may distract from some issues that I would kind of miss out. That's why just mute them beforehand and we'll see. Okay, and now I kind of already want to start filtering stuff because yeah, some frequency ranges in some instruments may obscure the volume balance from a different instrument. For example, just take the cleans. There's a lot of low-end rumbling going on. Okay, we don't need the spectrum here. So I kind of want to filter that out already. Let's start off with 150. And that low-end rumble might make me think that the kick is louder than it actually is, or the bass guitar. So I want to fill it out so that I can set the volumes of the other stuff correct as well. And then let's go on with the amp lead. filter the high ends here. Okay. This one we can also filter. Okay, and then those two I want to filter. Let's see. Just copy this right over there. Okay, then also this one. And don't forget to save your projects again and again. Okay, so we got that filtering done. You may notice this starts off very similar to my low-end mixing tutorial, because that's usually the way I just start off with stuff. So let's take the rhythm guitars. It's kind of funny, I think, how some people say in forums, oh, you filter the guitars at 10 to 12K, but really in the mix, you can filter much harder without diminishing the tone. And in that way, you can also leave more room for other stuff in that high-end area. Especially the cymbals just take up a lot of space in the high end, so you can filter the guitars much harder than you would think. So I generally go into the 8K area somewhere, also depending on the tone, of course. Okay, now let's take the bass. Let's go down to let's start off with a 70. Leave the room below for the kick, and yeah. Okay, now that I've started off with some rough filtering, we can go ahead in good conscience and start off with a volume balance. So for this, I tend to go more towards more into a louder section, because when you set a good volume balance here, then it's easier to also manage the quieter parts. When you do it the other way around, then it may be a little tougher to manage the loud parts. At least that's how it is for me. Okay. And there you can hear the clean is pretty loud, so you know what, I'm just gonna drag those down and then just fade them in until I find a good balance. Well, first let's start off with our rhythm stuff, actually. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my headphones actually to fade in the bass right, because the low frequency representation in my room isn't exactly the best to use for mixing, so I'm still gonna have to use my headphones for that. But for all the rest, I use my monitors these days. Okay, so otherwise the volume balance doesn't sound too off. Just start fading and stuff. Okay, and now, yeah, see the ambient leads and the cleans, they kind of go hand in hand here in the choruses. So you don't really want either one to stand out, but rather you want the two to form a unit and just build that lead line together. So what I want to do now is I just listen to it again and then I mute stuff to see how it contributes to the song as a whole. Instead of, I don't want either one to stand out. I just want them to contribute and kind of reinforce everything. See, this one is a tad too loud for me. Okay, this seems to be fine for now. And now let's take another look at the drums, specifically overheads and room mic. Of course, for the overheads, we can just put a giant filter at around 1K and we're done. But I kind of want to give it a bit more slack, if you will. So I don't want to filter too hard this time. So that's perhaps around 150. And then, let's go a bit higher. You know what, we can just try out different settings. And then I'm just gonna lower those boxy mids. And a little bit down here as well, with a bell shape. Okay, and then boost the high end a bit. Okay, and that's it, actually. And the reason I do it like this instead of just filtering everything out is I kind of want to keep the whole drum bleed in the overheads just a little bit. And in the long run, it gives the whole drum mix a bit more life. I mean, in the end, the difference might be very subtle, but it's there. And I don't want to filter out too much life of the drums. I mean, they are already sampled, so we don't really want to go overboard and make it even worse. Okay, now we can just kind of try out the different setting. Oh, wait. First, copy it to B, and then we can do it like this. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I like it. I like it so far. Okay, and then let's go to the room mics. Here too, I don't want to go crazy. Take that out. Let's take that out. Let's do this at 0 again. Okay, yeah, something around those lines. Just, you know, rather subtle. Don't filter too hard, and just reducing some problem frequencies then afterwards and boosting the crunchy mids a little bit. And yeah, that's it. Okay, let's keep it like this for now. And yeah, I can't really work too much on the volume balance at this point with the drums. I kind of have to already start with the rough EQing, so I can see a little bit where it's going then, and then I can work a bit more on the volume balance. So you see, it kind of, everything goes a bit hand in hand. You can't do one thing first and then you're done with it, and then do the next thing and then you're done with it. It doesn't work like this in mixing. You kind of have to go back and forth and here and there and work on everything a little bit at a time. And then you kind of close in onto your final destination. I'm pretty sure I said the same thing in the low-end tutorial video. Oh well. But there you can see those some principles just never change. Yeah, that's just the typical 500 Hertz. And I also kind of want to start making that low end tighter, because it's wobbling around quite a bit. Let's see. First a transient designer to suck out the sustain. Let's do that on all three mics individually first. Okay, and then again on the kick bus. Okay, and I'm gonna have to work on that a little bit later again with my headphones, because again the room acoustics are not suitable for this. Okay, and then just give it a major high-end boost. Okay, and then snare, give it a rough EQ, and okay, I kind of already know I need to lower that bottom snare mic quite a bit. You know what, I'm just gonna suck it out. And then I'll just do like this, and then I'll just do like this. And then I'm just gonna fade in this bottom mic just to get a bit more crack in there. Okay, and now let's go to those two tracks again. Yeah, lately I really like to make good use of the room mic for the drums because that thing just holds all or most of the life of the drums. Well, it's kind of dangerous to say it like that actually, because most of the life in the drums just are in the naturalness of the playing, I guess. But the room mic is just really important and shouldn't be underestimated.